Oof.
Hello and welcome back to TFR eSports Season 24. We are back once again for the F2 division, and it is once again another round at Suzuka here for the Japanese Grand Prix, the penultimate round of the Season 24 Championship. I am your commentator, CJH, joined by my usual co-commentator, the two-time F1 division champion, Epic the Animal. And we have a big race tonight. The championship could be decided if Michael Luis, the championship leader, outscores Harabaman and everybody else pretty much by 12 points. Then he will be crowned champion because of the amount of races he's won this season. He's won the last 2 rounds. However, the sting in the tail for tonight is Michael Luis is having to serve an engine penalty. Sauber took their second new engine of the season, and that has triggered a qualifying ban for Michael Luis. So he will start rock bottom. So it's potentially a chance for Harabaman to claw himself a little bit closer to the top of the standings. But also, we have the likes of Hyperghost back now from a ban last week in Singapore. He has to outscore Michael Luis by about 20 points, and so too does Shaver. So they're the real outsiders, Logan. But the big focus, if you like, is on Harabaman and Michael Luis. Going into this penultimate round, the championship could be decided, but I think we all would like to probably see it go down to the final round of Brazil.
Yeah, we would like to see it go to Brazil, but to me, all eyes are just on Michael Luis because it's all in his hands, essentially. They got to outscore him by so many points that it's more about him having bad races, if anything, than them having good races at this point. But starting from the back with an engine penalty, and not just that, the back of a 19-car grid and at a skinny track like Suzuka, it's going to be a big task for him. If I was his coach, I would tell him just be patient, wait for free positions to be handed to you. Don't even think about clinching a championship tonight. Just get what you can here today, and I'm sure he'll be in a fine position moving into the final round because you don't got to worry about random engine failures. You know the car will cross the line if you keep the tires attached. To me, it's just all about being consistent and being patient, which I do feel like Michael Luis has done a great job of so far this season. It's not just his race wins, CJ. I forget which round it was, but there was a race where maybe he could have pushed super hard when he was in P2 and try to go for a dive bomb for P1, but he didn't. You know, he just racing isn't about winning every single day. It's just doing your best. And he's done a great job of that so far this season. But so far in this session, a guy that I've been speaking highly of since his intro to TFR, Danique, he has really come along quickly as a driver, and he's one of the few people in this F2 division I do see having a bright future here in TFR.
Yeah, he's been a bit unlucky, and he had that big crash last week with Schaefer when fighting for the lead, and he was on the better tyres. And in another scenario, he would have got past the RB and would have won that race, but he's right down towards the bottom of the standings, but not because of his pace, that's for sure. He's just not quite been able to put a result together. But at the minute, he is currently eyeing up a first ever pole position. We had JVKP on pole last time out in Singapore, and at the minute, with a minute to go, Danique is currently sat on top with about a 10th to Hyperghost. Ultimate Stan, the Haas reserve tonight, is currently third. A great result for them if he can remain there. We've got Alfie coming around the final corner now, up to the line. Where can he pop the other Haas? Goes fourth. What a lap from Alfie there. Another star of the season so far, working his way into the top 10 of the standings, and he's up in the top 4. What a session this could be for Haas at the minute, Logan. We're off to Logan.
Oh, and I'm muted! I had to blow my nose there, sorry. Yeah, what a session by Haas so far. Their first runs put them, I believe, like 7th and 8th or something. They were side by side. Now they're side by side on the second row. Another great session by Haas. Another dismal session for Red Bulls. They're currently 16th and 17th, and they had a collision on their in-laps after their first runs. Todd Loster, I don't know if he's serving a penalty because he retired in the pits then.
He is, yeah.
He invalidated his lap on purpose, and that's what happened. And I don't know how to pronounce that name. Ledanes?
Ledanes, yes, the new Red Bull driver, yes.
Ledanes, new Red Bull driver. Not a solid run by him, and he's not going to make the line, so we're on our final runs here. So we better go on board with some drivers and figure out what the hell's going on in this battle for pole. J Oaks is going to be the first to cross the line.
Well, Hyperghost is absolutely flying, Logan. He's purple in the middle sector, half a second up on Danique. Danique didn't have the greatest of first sectors, but he's still on the pace. J Oaks does hit the line, stays down in 13th. Hyperghost is on an absolute stormer here. Where is he going to go as he comes up to the line? He takes pole for the moment, almost half a second quicker than Danique. Harriman is off,
Harriman
yes.
off on 130R, so his section's done. So is Action Rick as well. So that team's done.
Danique's got traffic here. Yeah, Portsmouth and Danique. Coming across the line at the same time. Here they come. Portsmouth goes fourth. Danique misses out just by 55 thousandths of a second.
Third. Gavukapa third.
Great lap.
Stan on a final lap. He's got some ERS to spare here coming out of the final corner, so it was a great exit. What can he do? He doesn't improve, but still fourth for him. Solid Schaefer's 10th currently. Can't improve. I believe he was on... Oh, he invalidated. Sci-Fi, what can you do, bud? You're in 15th right now. Up to 13th. Improvements are improvements.
Codemanic broke himself up.
Yep, Hyper Ghost is going to be on pole. And Danique did improve. Less than a 10th separate first and second, about an even spread across the rest of the field. Look at the difference between 7th and 10th. Like a 10th and a half.
Not a lot in it at all.
All the way down to 10th. We're going to be in for a banger here.
Absolutely. I mean, to be honest, F2 Japan has been pretty good over the seasons as well. Although it's a narrow circuit, it has provided quite a lot of exciting races. But it's Hyperghost then with a stunning lap. And Danique managed to find the pace in the middle and the final sector there to really give him a good old run for his money. And the top two have a little bit of a gap to the rest. Javier P is there, but then to ultimate stand, there's quite a gap there. So it just showed how good those final runs there were from the front row drivers. You'd have to say Harriman for a championship, not the greatest qualifying from him. He really needed to be higher up the order than 8th place. But Michael Luis is at the very back. And he knows this is the chance, Logan, for big points gains. And he has to, it's a little bit like Lando Norris at Baku in real life. He has to take the opportunity.
Yeah, and something notable as well, one of the Red Bulls had a 5-place grid penalty from, I believe, 16th on the grid. So that means that even though he's serving an engine penalty, that's one position already for Michael Luis.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here we go then. Any predictions, Logan, last minute? I mean, there's a lot on the line here, but can Hyperghost maybe, if he gets this win from pole here, drag himself back into play? I mean, he needs a miracle. He needs Michael Luis to really struggle in this race and not score many points.
Yeah, that's true, but you're in control of your own destiny out front. Just worry about your race, and I think Hyperghost has the potential to pull away on this one. Just run it smooth and take advantage of all the chaos that's definitely going to unfold behind
here we go.
But we get ready to go. Quick start.
5 red lights ahead of the drivers then for the penultimate round of the season. We are underway here in Suzuka. Jump start then for Harriman of all people. He's jumped the start. The pressure's got to him there. Hyperghost leads us then into the first corner. Makes contact with Javier P. Harriman's right in the mix there. He's got a penalty, so he's got to be very careful here and not get an extra penalty. Yeah, Oaks is off. Oh, Javier P. makes contact with Harriman. That might be very controversial later on, considering he's jumped the start.
Codematic off.
Yeah, McLaren off. And the wheel-to-wheel there, Schaefer and Ubering, Portsmouth in the S's, but fairly clean throughout the pack. Danique then back up into second place. He didn't have a great launch off the line. Harriman's start is going from bad to worst. He's almost in the gravel there. He's dropped down into 5th now. And I tell you, Logan, the pressure has absolutely got to him here.
Yeah, it has absolutely got to him here. Big mistakes here as they're battling through the hairpin there, as I forgot English words. Michael Luis is now all the way up in the 12th.
Harriman's off. He's off in the gravel.
He's back on.
Oh my word, and he's wheel to wheel. Oh, he's going to chuck out the inside.
Oh, he's going to hold on to it. Michael Luis gives him room and plays it safe there. Smart move by there as a couple drivers go wide. That's going to compromise the run out of there. Up down to 130R here. What a start this is for Michael Luis, already up to 12th. And Harriman to serve a penalty means on track he's 11th already. Oh, issues in 130R up ahead with Alfie. Haraberman chucking it down the inside, no holding on to it. Raheem goes a little wide. They touch on the
Let's
exit.
touch again.
They're locking tires. And now
He's
here
coming in.
comes Michael Luis. Haraberman coming in. Michael Luis with the run on Raheem. And better tires on the mediums. He's going to be all the way up into 10th after the conclusion of the first lap. What a start from him. 18th to 10. Alfie already with the penalties. He's looking to claim the Darky Award. What a start here to Japan. We knew it was going to be chaos,
start.
and it's already not disappointing. But it's F2. You can put them in a parade, and it's still going to be an interesting race.
What a start it has been. So Michael Luis then up into 10th place, but Haraberman with a horrific start. That couldn't have been any worse. Never mind the drive-through penalty. Absolute chaos throughout that opening lap for him. He's dipped it in the gravel about 4 times on that single lap alone. And he's got to recompose himself and pull something out the bag here, because Michael Luis at the minute is running strong. Hyperghost then still leads from Danique, who's really putting the pressure on the Ferrari driver, being on those medium tyres. There's overtakes absolutely everywhere. We're going to struggle to keep up with it in this one because there is so much going on. But we did also have Javier Kipi get back up into third, and Danique already has a penalty, Logan.
Yep. Danique already with the penalty, and Hyperghost starting to pull away. Good battle by Top Lobster and Raheem towards the back of towards the midfield. They kept it clean through the second sector, running side by side. Sci-Fi Mage with a run on sconce. He's going to back off there, but he's got to watch out for Jay Oaks behind him. Jay Oaks, a very late breaker here into this final chicane, and he's going to show it off here. Chucks it out on the inside. Yeet! Cuts the final corner, though. Regular corner cutting is not on, so he's not going to be able to hold that position. He's in the gravel. And now behind him, Action Rick's going to run on him. They're touching down the front stretch. Holy crap. It's all going to kick off here, going into the first couple corners here in the back of the field. Action Rick smartly backs out of that one, and we continue racing. Yeah, Haraberman's going to need a safety car to pull himself into this one as Codematic pits for damage.
And we've seen this season that there's not been many safety cars at all, which is probably going to change for next season. But yeah, that is something for Haraberman he's going to have to absolutely pray for, like you say, Logan, because at the minute, even on pure pace, the field is very, very close here. And Danique, once again there, putting serious pressure on Hyperghost, going through the hairpin there. He's going to have to set this up, maybe through 130R, and get a good old slipstream, because there's only DRS down one straight here, which is the start-finish straight. Oh, Hyperghost there, dipping a tyre into the grass, making it difficult for himself there. And Danique now should be able to have an almighty run at Hyperghost. Like I say, Danique has never won here in TFR eSports. He is going after it again, just like in Singapore last week. He's going for it again here, and he's gaining and gaining on the Ferrari. He might just have a little go at the inside. No, thinks better of it, or save it to the start-finish straight.
Yeah, smart move there by Danique, even with the 3-second time penalty, if they can pull away from the rest of the field, he's still on for a podium at the moment. I know we're only on the lap 4 of 19, but you got to stay calm even if you get a penalty. Battling towards the back of the grid as Raheem and Scones were battling into the final chicane. I didn't see any overtakes happen. But yeah, Michael Luis is slowly but surely closing that gap to the cars behind. And with them, 3 cars nose to tail, either A, a mistake is more likely going to be happening with them battling, or B, if they just run nose to tail, it's going to be hard for Michael Luis to find a way through. But he's still sitting in a great position with Haraberman all the way down in P18.
Yeah, Michael Luis, that is the fascinating thing right now. Michael Luis's pace has stalled a bit here. This is the thing with Suzuka here that we've seen before. At the minute, he is struggling to find a way through the pack. Down in 10th at the minute. This is only 7 points he's scoring. So if the race finished right now, the championship still wouldn't be decided, even with where Haraberman is at the minute. So if Michael Luis is going for the championship here, which obviously he will be, stating the obvious, he is looking at going for about a P7, I believe, would be enough in terms of points. So that is something to keep an eye on if he still struggles to get through the pack. They're all still very close. They've all got DRS on each other, and you can see there, riding on board with Michael Luis, struggling with a dirty air. That is the problem with this track and the new game. And there is a move up the road, because that is Tax Collector trying a little move up the inside through 130R, and Ronnie having absolutely none of it, Logan.
Yeah, having none of it, holding it strong on the outside. Good clean racing there. Michael Luis' pace has stalled it a little bit in terms of position progress, but his pace is good. He is gaining a few tenths a lap on the group ahead, so he still will be moving forward in this race as Alfie gets around Portsmouth, who had a bad exit through the final chicane. Michael Luis is now right up the chuff of this group ahead. And it looks like Schaefer is broken away from them a little bit, so only 2 cars to contend with right in front of him, makes it easier than 3. And we're going to have to keep a close eye on his progress up through the field here, as the championship implications are both obvious and very relevant.
Absolutely. So the fascinating thing here is, so we've mainly got from second down to 6th drivers on mediums, and then the rest all gets a bit mixed up in terms of different strategies. We've got Scones on actually a set of soft tires, so he's really going for a different kind of strategy in this 35% race. Danique is very, very close at the front, and I believe this... I mean, what can he do here? Because he's got Jacob P now closing in on him, Logan. With that penalty, he's surely got to get this move done sooner rather than later, whilst he's got the tyre advantage, because if Hyperghost gets those hard tyres up to a perfect temperature here, he can pull off in the distance once he breaks the DRS.
Yeah, and maybe if Danique can get around him, Hyperghost would struggle with the dirty air. That's a possibility as well, but being at a tyre disadvantage at this stage of the race, as the front runners are on the hards, they're only going to be quicker come the end of the race.
I tell you, all aboard the Ronnie train in P5, because that is, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars all behind the Williams there in P5. And Ronnie's not exactly going slow, because he's keeping pace with the top 4, but they are all absolutely stuck behind him here, all the way down to Top Lobster. And at the minute, Ronnie is doing a pretty good job here of just biding his time, keeping those mediums going here, Logan, and no one's really, apart from a little look at 130R, no one's really getting much of an opportunity of getting past the Williams here.
Yeah, not yet, but things soon to develop as we'll see different levels of battery management and the tires falling off and how the drivers do with the more worn tires. But with it being a shorter race, I don't think we'll get to the point that the tires will quite be falling off. I wonder if we're going to go mediums hards or if we're going to see the soft tires for some of these guys. I wouldn't be surprised either way.
Something a bit outside the box.
Portsmouth with a bad hairpin there. Maybe a little bit of an opportunity here for Michael Luis. Came another spot. He's really burning the battery here, but he's going to back out here and look for an opportunity later in the lap.
Meanwhile, further behind, Haraberman, for those keeping an eye on that, he's starting to catch the back of the pack. So he could still recover a couple of points here. If you're thinking damage limitation, and if this is a big if Michael Luis stays where he is, then there could be some points still up for grabs for the Aston Martin. Meanwhile, out front, Hyperghost then is about to start lap 7, and he's got 2 cars now very, very close right behind, but they're not quite close enough. They've got the DRS, but... Oh, and we've had an incident somewhere.
Yeah, Sector 3, it looks like there was an incident. Top Lobster has gone off. He's recovered, though. We are green once again. Battle into turn 1. Was that tax collector?
Yeah, he's got Ronnie. So
no way through on Portsmouth.
Oh, and Ronnie's a bit out of shape there. Ship's going to go right around the outside in this corner. That would have been a superb move if he could hold on to that. I think Ronnie's struggling with the tyres here because he's almost dipped it in the grass. Once again there, Schaefer himself getting out of shape. Michael Luis is at the back of this pack. But maybe first signs there of a couple of drivers struggling for grip for some of these corners. There is Michael Luis, close again to the Mercedes, but not quite close enough. Owen Portsmouth might have a chuck up the inside himself. A little bit of contact there, forces the Haas wide. That might go to the stewards, because if Portsmouth gets past here, that was a little bit controversial. There's Michael Luis on the inside.
Sketchy! Backs out of it, though. That could have been a bad crash. Through Spoon Curve now. Who's going to get a run on who? Very tricky corner to get right. And a long straight afterwards, Michael Luis loose on the exit. Schaefer looking to make a run on Ronnie sooner rather than later. Ronnie still in the DRS attacks collector, but Schaefer with a lot more ERS in the tank. Same thing with Portsmouth versus Alfie. Portsmouth with a lot more ERS. Portsmouth looking pretty good here. He's on the hard tires and holding pace with his midfield group.
Yeah, he's definitely going to come on strong later in the race, although he has Michael Luis now right on his tail. And there's a move up the road from Schaefer on Ronnie. It's going to be a bit tight, and there's them two very tight into the first corner. That's Ronnie off the track, though. He's been forced wide, picks up a penalty for good measure. He's going to have the Haas now for company going into the first sector here. But Ronnie hangs on to the position, but he'll be annoyed that he picked up that penalty, Logan. And you can be absolutely sure he'll be complaining about that in the Discord later.
Yeah, he might be complaining about it, but there
Michael Luis! Oh, dearie me. That was a crazy move. A crazy move, considering what's at stake here.
Yeah, Portsmouth with a mistake before. Was that Degner one or I don't know oh no, my corner names. I'm an American. But yeah, Michael Luis thought he could seize the opportunity there, but Portsmouth came back to the racing line, recovered well. Maybe from Michael Luis's on board, it didn't seem too sketchy, but still
Maybe I'll
looking
let him
for an
off.
opportunity through. Here comes Portsmouth on Alfie possibly. Backs out of it, but a bad spoon curve because of it. Is that going to bring Michael Luis back into play here on this lap? He's going to run wide in the dirty air. And here comes Alfie and Ronnie potentially as well.
David Capie for second. They've made contact. And he's got a bit of a half spin there. Very late on the brakes there. The Mercedes dives in the pits, so Danique's getting rid of the medium tires. But David Capie smelt an opportunity there. It wasn't quite on. And they were both lucky there not to go spinning, as we've got a bunch of cars in the pit lane now. And it takes a penalty.
A bunch of people in. Still doing this. No position changes there, but almost side by side through turn 2 are Portsmouth and Alfie. Michael Luis right behind. Up in the 7th now with people making pit stops. We'll see how this develops for a championship leader. Not as many position changes here in the mid stages as I was expecting.
Yeah, it's a bit of a chess battle at the minute, and pitting early will be trying to get that undercut on each other. And with how close it's been in this race so far, that could be seriously powerful at this track in terms of gaining positions. Michael Luis has another look to the inside on Albing Portsmouth there. A bit of a frustrated look there, you'd have to say. We've not seen this often from the championship leader this season, but at the minute he is struggling to find a way through. And
everyone with a run on everyone, approaching Spoon, and we have Ronnie, he's out, a retirement.
It's a safety car, safety car. It's a safety car. Now, we hardly seen a safety car all season, and now we have one here at Suzuka. I actually can't see that car and where it is. I think it's gone already. Was that the hairpin, did you say, or?
No, Degner 2.
Degner 2, sorry. So I think I did see a little bit of gravel off the track. Hyperghost is in the pits. Free pit stop for him. So too for Javier. Danique is going to lose out badly here. Javier gets a penalty coming in the pit.
He's going to lose out huge.
No. And
what a shame for those that just pit on the previous lap as well. Their race is now ruined at no fault of their own.
So this is the pit stop that Harababan was looking for. It's a good job for his sake. He didn't pit on the last lap because he would have lost out badly. We've got Danique then coming down the start-finish straight. Where is he going to end up? He's not going to lose out as bad as I thought. He's maybe lost a couple of positions. Well, that is bold. That is very bold, and that is a sign
maybe not too bad, honestly, because you got to think it'll be maybe 8 laps to go when we go green. So if he's easy on them on these safety car laps, they will make it. Maybe it was the right play.
Wow.
But a rainbow of tires throughout the field now. This is Hyperghost race though. Leading, mediums to go to the end. Penalty behind him. Like I said, great opportunity for Hyperghost to just run away out front. He didn't really run away on track from Danique, but with the tire advantage and the penalty behind, I think he was looking a lot better long term than maybe it appeared on track. Very interesting end of this race we're going to have with different tires, different penalties, different everything, honestly.
Yeah, so in terms of penalties, actually, there they are on the screen now. Javier will drop quite a lot then, because obviously he's probably not going to get rid of that penalty under the safety car. Albin Portsmouth's actually made a move under the safety car there. He knows he cannot do that, so thankfully that's been sorted out. Alfie then with a couple of time penalties for corner cutting, so too Danique is on the single penalty, and J Oaks down in 18th also has a penalty there. So you'd say Code Maddock, who pitted early on, he's obviously pitted again. Now he's on the hard tyres, so he's out of position, down towards back. Harabaman then is now up into 14th, currently scoring 2 points. Michael Luis then, in 9th, is scoring 8 points. So, as it stands, the championship will not be decided. Michael Luis needs to double the points difference, if you like, as it is at the moment. to seal the championship tonight. But a soft tyre, like we were saying, Logan, maybe a bold strategy to maybe find his way through the pack, because he was struggling a lot on those mediums. I was really surprised to see that. I know this track is difficult now with the dirty air, but he really was not able to get past some of them cars.
No, it wasn't, but I think that's mainly just because of how close the cars were to each other ahead. But also, with this safety car, guess who that brings right back into this race? Man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And if he can be...
no penalties.
Yeah.
So he's still looking good.
He has to be really clinical with his moves in these closing stages, because it's almost rare to see a safety car. We've hardly had a single safety car all season, and I am not joking. If you're tuning in and you've watched the F2 division before in TFR eSports, you wouldn't believe me saying that, but that is actually the case. We've hardly had any, so this is a bit of a different scenario all of a sudden now, where these closing stages is going to be a bit of a sprint to the line, and Hyperghost out front on the medium tyres should be fairly okay, considering the 4 cars behind him are all on a set of hard tyres. Oh, as the Haas of Ultimate Stan goes off the track there, and thankfully Denis lets him back through. So, yes, Michael Luis is going to be the real big one to keep an eye on, and then the rest, they'll all sort themselves. But this is where, Logan, a track like this, as you would know, being a multiple champion here in TFR Esports, these are the moments here where you're going to get the championship decided, because not necessarily in what you can gain, but it's the mistake that you can make. This restart is going to be frantic and fast-paced, and all it needs is for either Harriman or Michael Luis to just get in a collision or make a mistake, and you're going to lose masses of positions because everybody is all bunched together here.
Yeah, absolutely. The racing is equally about knowing what moves not to make, not just what moves to make. As safety car is going to come in this lap. Late notice here. We're going to get ready to get back out of their way here, CJ. I'll keep an eye on the mid and rear field. I know you got eyes up front. Let's see what happens.
And speaking of that, JVKP is trying a bit of a Max Verstappen tactic there. Now, I'm not too sure if that is allowed. He got caught out there. Hyperghost could have gone there, and he is gone now because JVKP got really out of shape. But JVKP might have a good run this time around. He's going to have the slipstream. And look at this. Hyperghost could get caught out. He goes to the inside line, close to the barrier there, and he'll have the right line for the first corner, but he's not quite got the traction. They both go off. Incredible. Hyperghost and Ultimate Stan both go off the track. JVKP is now in the lead with Danique second, and Hyperghost there. A massive mistake to lose the lead, and my word, whether it was legal or not, JVKP had him absolutely shook there, and a massive mistake when the win was up for grabs, and oh my word, almost made more contact there.
Yeah, a cautious start by Michael Luis here towards the back of the pack, and they're so close, nose to tail, and with different tires as well. Someone might not break themselves and get into the back of a car here. Let's watch. Going into the hairpin. Everyone making a move on everyone. Portsmouth on Alfie goes very deep. Is this going to give a chance for Michael Luis?
Harriman's had it off.
Luis is going to go through on Alfie.
Oh, he's hit the wall! Oh my word! Oh my word, he's round.
The championship leader is around. And
you couldn't write it. Yeah. Just as Harriman had his own incident at Degner 2, went into the gravel and down into 16, Michael Luis is round. And that is a huge moment as Hyperghost now is wheel to wheel for second place through 130 out. They're 3 wide almost. Danique now is side by side for the lead. Oh, he almost keeps it on the track. He does. He takes the lead. JVKP himself is now under serious pressure. This is a freeway scrap for the lead. There's action left, right and centre. They're almost 3 wide. Unbelievable. They are 3 wide. Down the start finish straight. JVKP is wheel to wheel with Danique here, and they make contact.
There's Shaver. Oh my god. Oh, it's all kicking off here.
Oh, and he's off. He's in the wall.
Oh my god. Kavukapo's off, and he resets the track.
Oh,
and
dearie
that's definitely going to give him a big opportunity to claim the Darky Award with the amount of penalties he's going to have. Oh my goodness, they're so close. No, the tails in the midfield. Jay Oaks goes around the outside of Kavukapo, and he touches the back of Codematic. Codematic's around.
I tell you right now.
Oh my goodness.
For Hyperghost's championship, this is absolutely critical.
Penalty.
This is critical he wins this race because he's got 2 of his rivals seriously in trouble. Harriman's got a penalty and he's got a damaged front wing. So he is in the absolute wars here, And now, I mean, that's massive damage actually on the front wing. Never mind a little bit. That's a huge amount of damage on the front right end plate there. Jacob P with damage down in 15th. Michael Luis in last. Really having to struggle his way back in. Yeah, he's ahead of Action Rick there around the outside. But back to the front, because look at this. Schaefer now out of absolutely nowhere. These are the two outsiders here are fighting for the win here. And potentially, Logan, fighting for the championship. To get back in it.
Oh, they're so close. Going into the Fausch game. Oh, the break is tricky. Oh, they're going side by side. And here comes Danique. Portsmouth with the penalty. Oh, it's all kicking off here. Sci-Fi Mage and Top Lobster going side by side through the final chicane for P9. Oh my god, look at that train in the midfield.
Oh.
And Harriman's at the back of it. The two Red Bulls are close. Top Lobster's going to get Sci-Fi with a huge run with the DRS. Oh my god, is Ledane's going to go for it as well? Oh my god, he tries to! Gets a little of the environment on his tires on the entrance. Oh my god, I don't know if I can handle it. Codematic with 3-second time penalty.
Well, Hariboman's then at the back of this pack, and despite having a seriously damaged car, he may be able to pick up something. There's so many penalties in that midfield. Michael Luis is going to jump up a hell of a lot of places here, because from Sci-Fi down to Codematic, there is a ton of penalties. Alfie leaves session. He had actually crashed down the start-finish straight, I believe, so a big shame for his race. But Michael Luis here could still end up in 10th place. It won't quite be enough for the championship at the minute, but that's what Hariboman knows, that he has to make these moves no matter what. But meanwhile out front, Hyperghost and Schaefer, whoever between those two wins this race, have got a massive opportunity of getting themselves right back in the championship now.
And you can tell they sense it. The pressure got the Hyperghost in that restart a little bit. Schaefer driving very aggressively to try to look for an opportunity to take this lead. Will he have enough of a run down the front stretch? Danique not far behind, still in the DRS. Oldham and Stan very close to Tax Collector, loose on the exit. We're going to have multiple battles here, CJ.
Here comes Schaefer going to the outside for the lead. And off. He just avoids the Ferrari. That was incredibly close.
Portsmouth so close to Tax Collector. Looks at the inside of there too. Oh, they're locking wheels. Oh, keep it in the right direction.
He's done him right around the outside. Great move from Portsmouth there. And no hanging about as he now moves up into 5th place. Meanwhile, further down, who is it? Harriman has got the Red Bull of Ledane's up into 10th now. So it's working at the minute. And Michael Luis has had another mistake. I wonder if that car has got permanent chassis damage, as in the rear wing or side pods, something like that, because he's really struggling for pace. I remember this at Austria earlier in the season, Logan, where he had a spin there and made contact with another car, as Hariboman gets another penalty.
Shoot himself in the first here. Ledane's with a big mistake. He's dropped down the order. Dive bomb by Sci-Fi on Jay Oaks. Jay Oaks with the switchback. Oh, it's all kicking off here as we're getting close to the end of this race.
If these guys keep fighting like they are, that massively helps Michael Luisa, because he will then manage to jump up to probably about 11th or 10th here, and will gain a few critical points, because at the minute, if he stayed down in 15th, Harriman is really going to be able to somehow drag some points out of the mix here. Codematic now makes a move through 130R on Sci-Fi Mega Hype, who also gets passed by Ledane's there.
Oh! No, he dives it back.
Jeez.
He makes it stick on the hards versus the sauce. But
wow.
Now Ledane's is going to get him back on the straight with the DRS.
There's Michael Luis join the party. He might get the pair of them down the start-finish straight, and he's not quite going to get both of them, but he does get ahead of Sci-Fi Mega Hype. So that's at least one car he's guaranteed to finish ahead of here. But that Sauber doesn't look right. A little twitch there again on the exit. And meanwhile out front, Hyperghost still leads from Schaefer. Those two getting hotly chased by Danique as well.
Degner won, but keeps it together.
So there's so much going on in this race. It is quite unbelievable. And yes, So the top three have got clear of Ultimate Stan. Ultimate Stan in a bit of a battle of his own in fourth, with nobody seemingly near him. But then we've got another bit of a scrap brewing for P6 here. And then there's a few more gaps around some of them drivers. And then Haraverman is starting to get clear of Comatic somehow, even with the damage on that Aston Martin. So Michael Luis then is down in 14th, but should get Ledane very, very soon here. So really... Oh, Schaefer gets a penalty. So that changes things once more. And, well, he'll have another fastest lap, and he'll have another go at the Ferrari. He'll know he'll need to get past the Ferrari ASAP.
He's not going to be able to. He has a huge ERS disadvantage here. This is all Hyper Ghost race, even with the mistake on the restart. Field starts to spread out other than Michael Luis. He's going to get Ledane's here, moves up to P13.
Well. So Raheem has disconnected. So that is terrible for him. He was running quite comfortably in the points. We'll see if he can get him back in. But again, that could have big things for the championship if he can't get back in soon enough, because Haraverman is not far away. Comatic though, oh, look at that. He's made contact with Haraverman. Jay Oaks is now ahead of him. Comatic's having a look to the inside at Degner. One there, they make contact. Haraverman is off in the gravel, and he has retired from the race. Unbelievable. What on earth has happened there? And there is the Aston Martin parked up then just next to the tunnel, or the bridge, shall I say. But what on earth has happened there, Logan?
Frustration. Comatic was pushing him all the way through the S section. And he's pushed him off again. Mistake for Comatic here. Michael Luis is right behind the McLaren. And with penalties for the two drivers ahead, he could still get up to 10th here. As we start the penultimate lap, Schaefer getting close to Hyper Ghost, not close enough for a move. Second and third with penalties. Oh, and Comatic touches another car.
And Michael Luis is right on the tail. Oh, the touch!
They're out!
In the barrier. And, well, Raheem's in the pits as well. Someone's got in there. He's still not to control that car. So that's another car at position. Michael Luis then is now up into P9. So, well, let's just have a little look then at the standings. Is this going to be enough? Not quite. He's on 8 points now. He needs 4 more points. He has to get up to 7th place if he wants to win the championship. He's got a teammate in 7th at the minute. So, but the gap to Top Lobster is 8.5 seconds. So he really has got to have something dramatic happen in these final few laps if he wants to win the championship. But for Haraverman there, you could almost say it is very close to all over for him. Because with that DNF, Logan, it's going to take an absolute miracle in Brazil next week.
Where's this going to put Hyper Ghost?
Oh, that's the other thing I'm quickly working out. Because those two at the top, they could still drag themselves into play here in terms of the championship. And yes, this is the quickest maths I'm ever having to do here, as they are still very close going into the first corner. But obviously Schaefer, with that penalty here, his hands are tied. A load of DNFs then in the last few laps. We've lost Jay Oaks, Comatic, and Haraverman. And that has changed things somewhat here. But
unsurprisingly, another chaotic race here in F2. It never disappoints, folks. You got to tune in every week.
But you have to say, though, Logan, to be fair, F2 in recent weeks is probably been a bit more tamer compared to the F2 that we've known before, as Danique dipped himself into the gravel. But this has gone back to almost the old F2 that we all know of, where we've had safety cars, crashes, drama, left, right, and centre, and your championship leaders, just when it matters, have had a seriously rough day, you'd have to say. I mean, they've really been in the wars.
They have, and with the final race being at Brazil, right? Yeah, Brazil. Oh, anything can happen. One DNF will change everything. One bad qualifying will change everything.
Yeah.
Schaefer is close to Hyper Ghost, but Hyper Ghost will win this race as long as they don't crash.
Well, Schaefer's having a little look around, but can't quite find a way past. At the minute, the gap from... Oh, and there is the checkered flag. Sorry, I just realised it's the final lap. I do apologise to the viewers. Hyperghost then wins here in Japan. That caught me out so much I didn't even realise it was the last lap. What a race that was. Schaefer in second. Danique then gets third. Ultimate Stan in fourth. Orbing Portsmouth in
Top
fifth.
Lobster got scones at the end by 2 100s.
He did. Michael Luis then finishes ninth. He's not managed to seal the championship today, but he is oh so close to doing so. Sci-Fi then has got the top 10. No, he's not. Action Rick has got a 10th place finish then out of nowhere. And Raheem and JVKP are way off pace. Raheem actually got back in the end. That's good to see. But Hyperghost then with a fantastic victory to potentially say reignite his championship fight. I was trying to quickly work it out there. So focused on that, almost completely missed the finish there. But the gap will be between him and Michael Luis. Now, I think it's about 30 odd points. It might be all over for Hypercoast. I'll need to figure it out later. But what a race that was. Maybe fizzled out a tiny bit at the end there. But Hyperghost with a fantastic win from Schaefer, from Danique. Danique picks up a rare podium for him. A good result in his rookie season. But what a race, Logan. And that was lap after lap drama there.
Yeah, and the stewards are going to be busy this week, for sure. Who had our championship protagonist? 8th and what? 15th?
Yeah.
What a crazy race.
Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. And yes, I think Hyperghost might not have done enough. I think Schaefer definitely didn't do enough. He is out of the championship contention. I think Hyperghost may be out as well.
Congratulations to Ledanes for today's Darky Award.
Yes. But, well, what to make of that? That was drama-packed. And
Schaefer's second from 11th on the grid as well.
I tell you, if Hyperghost didn't have his race ban in Singapore, he could have been right in the mix for the championship now. But that is done dusted, and a great result for RB as well, by the way, with a car on the podium, because with JVKP right down the order, they seriously needed that with their close battle with Sauber, who obviously had both cars in the top 10. But unfortunately, I don't think I've managed to get the results. So someone can grab a screenshot for me there. That would be much appreciated. So, well, Logan, what do you make of that then? In terms of the championship, in terms of Michael Luis and Harabaman, where do we go from here?
I mean, it's still all in Michael Luis's hands. Either someone would have to take him out, or he would have to have a big mistake, because he has the natural pace to almost just cruise to a decent points finish and claim a championship at Brazil. A la what I did for my second championship. I was in like a DRS train, and I literally just didn't make any moves. I thought, well, I'm in championship winning position. I'm going to take no risks here and hang out.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do we think went wrong for Harabaman there, apart from the jump start at the beginning? But was this just a failure to deal with the pressure, or what?
Not dealing with pressure, not executing well, the mistakes, getting the Harabaman here late in the season. Because, yeah, you could say, oh, he got hit here, he got hit there. But how many mistakes did he make leading up to that put him in those positions for those incidents to happen?
Yeah. I mean, wow. The crazy thing is, that's the first time all season, bar, well, I think we had Michael Luis in Austria have a bit of a rough result there. Harabaman in, just quietly dragging up the stats now. Harabaman had a bit of a poor result in China and Australia, 6th and 7th. But that's the first time all season where we've had those two in particular where they've really plummeted towards the back, and we knew it was going to be chaotic, but that was just another level, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's F2, baby.
Absolutely. So we have got a title decider, but it's going to need something pretty dramatic, even more dramatic than that race, would you believe it, for Michael Luis not to win the championship now. I believe, off the top of my head, the gap is around 30 points to Harabaman, with I think Hyper goes slightly out of the mix now. Again, I would need to work this all out off air to get that official. We definitely have a championship decider, but we just don't know, Logan, to be fair, with Brazil. Brazil, we have seen many, many crazy races there and many crashes as well, and that's what it doesn't take a lot to happen, is for a car to have a bit of an incident, maybe in the rain as well, and the championship can be gone just like that. So Harriman still needs to go at it in this final race like he's really still in the mix, which he is.
Yeah, he is. It's gonna take something, but still always doable, especially in F2. Someone could hit the back of a safety car.
Yeah, yeah, literally. Literally, we have seen it all before in F2. And another classic race tonight, you'd have to say, with drama packed throughout. Thank you for tuning in to this F2 Division stream. We're going to go away and try and figure out on what the points are after that one and scratch our heads on how it is all looking for the finale in Brazil next week. It's been an F2 championship for the ages, that is for sure. And that race was so dramatic, I somehow missed the finish. Thank you, Logan, for joining me tonight. And we'll be back next week for that season finale, and we'll see you then. And there we are. God, that was annoying that I missed the line. I totally didn't even realise it was like. I swear it was still the penultimate lap.
It went quick.
I know, it's a quick race, wasn't it? 35% of Brazil is not very long.